They were saying they can't hear you.
They can't hear me?
No,
Look.
this one came down.
Okay, let me see. Can you hear me now? Okay. What about now?
Can you guys hear him?
Did somebody say something?
If you can hear, then say
What-
yes.
Yes. Indicate that you can hear me. Well, why don't you go on the phone? Get me on your phone. You can. Then you will know where's your phone.
Okay.
This is my phone. Okay.
I'll get him on my phone.
Well, use your phone too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're gonna get this straight so you can hear me. Don't
Yeah,
look
they
at
can
that.
hear you now.
Listen on your phone.
Yeah, I will.
Trust but verify. That's what Reagan said.
That's right.
All right, trust but verify. Ronald Reagan said that, and I believe in that. All right, yes. Okay, so we coming through. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take it from the top. Have you ever tried to help somebody who would not help themselves? What is that movie, Jerry Maguire? Help me to help you. Oh my goodness! Oh goodness! Okay.
How long you want this time?
Have
bro?
you? Huh?
How long you want this time, bro?
Put it for 30 minutes. What
30
time is it now?
It's 7:56.
It's 7:56. Okay, let me know. I want to talk for 15 minutes,
Okay.
and then I want to transition
Okay.
to my program of making and creating 1,000
Perfect.
millionaires. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
So that's your
15
time.
minutes.
15
Yes,
minutes.
got
That's
it.
the count.
Okay. So I want you to text this. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it. Like it and share it. And yeah, no, put it right here. Yes. Okay. Like it and share it. And also I want some of your comments. But and Hazik is going to help me out on some of these comments.
That's right.
But when my friend Stacey N.C. Grant wrote the book, Action, Action, Despite the Distractions, I read it and I endorsed it, but it really didn't hit home for me until I started working on some goals and dreams, bigger goals and dreams, and it required everything in me at this stage of my life. I mean, dealing with 4-stage cancer and building a business and building a legacy for my children, my grandchildren, and my 4 great-grandsons. It requires everything in me, dealing with the challenge of getting up each day and having energy and vitality at 75 to move my life to another level. And somebody put up a video of me speaking at the Georgia Dome before 80,000 people. If you have not seen that, you need to see that. I was bad back then, and I'm bad now, all right? So at any rate, I've been talking relentlessly to my son, and he just wouldn't hear me. He said, "Get out of my way, I got this." And I had to really restrain myself. And I have grown spiritually. Even my daughter Ona said, "Dad, I've noticed a difference in you." And she's right. Because there was a time, let me tell you something, I'd have got a jumpsuit, an orange jumpsuit. To my orange is the new black. You ain't lying. Let me tell you something. I remember my new book is coming out, and I talk about this. When I went to see, I talked about this the other day. Somebody told me to tell the story again. I remember the first time, I think I was in about 5th or 6th grade. And I went to see Malcolm X in Miami at the mosque. And so he was so fiery, and he talked about the fact that we had the slave master's name And that's why his last name was X. So I was so mesmerized by him. When I went to school the next day at Douglas Elementary School and Mrs. Hunter called my name, Leslie Brown, and everybody who had already said present whose names had been called, I did not answer. I sat there with my arms folded. Leslie, she looked up from the roll call sheet. Leslie Brown. And I did not answer. And everybody, hey, she's calling your name. I just sat there. I wasn't answering. She came and stood in front of my desk, Douglas Elementary School. Leslie Brown, don't you hear me call your name? I said, that's not my name anymore. What's your name? My name is Leslie X. Leslie X? Yes. Does Miss Brown know about this? I don't know. I'm going to call Miss Mamie right now. And she said, we're going to take a little break right now. I'll be right back. She went to her office and called my mama and told my mama. And so I was still defiant. When I got out of class on the way home, my sister Margaret Ann saw me in a distance, and she was young. She probably won't even remember this. And she started running toward me. I didn't know why she was running. She said, Leslie, Leslie. And I said, yes. She said, please change your name back to Leslie Brown. I said, my name is Leslie X. She said, Mama's going to kill you. I walked up on the porch and Baby Brown was there. Now, mind you, Mama, one of her husbands was a judo instructor. And Mama would hit the head first. You had to go in the house like this. See, Mama was they're the child, if they're in charge, they were child abuse. She would go for the head, and then she would flip you, you know. She had a way to flip you. She was short, but she was strong, all right? She flipped me, and she beat Leslie X out of me. The next day, I said, my name's Leslie Brown. Leslie Brown. You could hear me 3 blocks away at Douglas Elementary School. When they asked me what my name was, I said, present! Mama healed me on that particular day. Now, the reason I'm sharing this for you, that be careful what you sign up for. Okay? Because you just might get it, and you got to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what your dream is. But my dream at that time, at 10 years old, I was going to become a Muslim. I was believing in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. And I was fired up and militant. Mama cured that. But I want you to think about a goal and dream that you want. And I want to say to you, when I look at my life, if I had my life to live over again, if I had the opportunity to talk to the young Les Brown, don't try and convince people to be who they are not. Come on now, help me. See, there are some people that are happy the way they are. And my son, and no matter how, he's 35, no matter how old your children become, they are your children. He calls himself the bipolar billionaire. Okay, the bipolar billionaire. And he's gone all in for several weeks. Just call me everything but a child of God. And so at first I got angry. And then I remember a quote, anger is a wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. When you try and communicate with people and they don't hear you, if it's a child or if it's a friend or anyone, and they don't listen to you, don't try and convince them. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. And so he said, get out of my way. I should be the CEO. You should speak for me. And after prayer and meditation and getting still, I decided not to become angry, but to pray and to observe. Okay, all right. And this has been going on for a long time. And so today was a special day. I called once again, trying to get in his ear. And the person who woke him up, "What are you doing waking me up?" He said, "I didn't want to. Your father liked to speak to you." "I don't need to talk to him." And I said, "Put me on speakerphone." I said, "Listen to me. I love you. Listen to me. I love you very much. And I'm here for you." "Do you know what it is not to get a lot of sleep?" I said, "Absolutely. If I don't get a lot of sleep, I can hurt somebody." "Well, that's where I am." And he gave the phone back to the person. I said, "Okay." Well, he was fired up and angry. Made some threatening statements to that person. And now he's been arrested. Woo! They called me. Now, mind you, the father kicks in. What is it going to take to get my son out of jail? What is it going to take? What's it going to take, you know? And I'm calling friends. What should I do? What should I do? Well, I got a cure. A friend of mine that I called, he said, "I can help you." And he had me get on the phone with one of those LA attorneys, deal in mental health. And he said, "Oh, yeah, you the father of the bipolar billionaire?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, I'll send you a text. Tell me the situation, circumstances, what happened." I told him. And he sent me a text. "Costs a minimum of $15,000 for legal representation." I got my answer. I wish I could have been there. He couldn't hear me. But when they told his behind, "Turn around and put your hands behind your back," I bet you listened then. Okay. Now here's the thing. I kept working on my goal. I kept focused. All the distraction. I mean, horrible, horrible things. People sending prayers to me saying, "Listen, you changed my life. Don't let this take you out. Don't let this kill you. You have value. Don't die before your time trying to help somebody who don't want to help themselves. You don't know me, but let me tell you something. I went through a tough time going through my divorce, and your voice brought me through." Somebody else wrote, "Listen to me. I listened to you, and you helped me to overcome some major challenges that I was going through in my life. I beat cancer listening to your voice when I heard that you were diagnosed with cancer, and how you handled it, and how you could laugh and still inspire and motivate people. Oh, Mr. Brown, I decided to speak because of you. When I heard you speak, I decided I want to help people just like you. Please don't leave us now." And I must admit, that meant so much to me. I was hurting deeply. And I cried. During this whole time, I was asking myself, how can I help people around the world and can't help my own son? And so, here's the quote. "Until the pain of staying the same," listen to that, "until the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, you never change." There are people who are going through some challenging moments. And my son is an example of that. He's a good person. He's a fine young man. He's a great father. He's just not ready to change yet. And I can't force that. I can't make the choices for him. He's just not hurting bad enough. How did I become an entrepreneur? I was working at WVKL radio station, and they fired me. And when I thought about going to another station and the experience that I had at WVKO, another friend named Harsh Perkins came and had a petition and said, sign this. I said, what is this? You should run for the 29th House District against Bill Cobb. Perkins, I don't know anything about politics. Neither do the people who run. You can learn. And I said, okay. And I signed the petition and I ran for state representative. And Helen Keller says that when one door closes, another door opens. And most of us spend so much time looking at and talking about the closed door, we don't see the open door. Here's why you're listening to me. Because you know in your heart of hearts that you have something special. You have greatness in you. You know in your heart of hearts that you can do more. You think about the play Lion King, Simba, you're more than that which you have become. James Earl Jones. When I had my talk show, he was one of my special guests. He was a phenomenal guest indeed. As you look at yourself and look at your goals and dreams, here's what I want you to know. You are more than that which you have become. And practice what Stacey N.C. Grant said. Action, action, despite the distractions. There are going to be all kinds of distractions. I have a goal of creating 1,000 millionaires. Will that be easy? No. It's going to require a lot of work. It's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require systems. It's going to require people with the same mindset. It's going to require perseverance and drive. It's going to require surrounding myself with people who share the vision. See, it's easy to talk about the madness and the craziness that's going on in the world today. And I'm saying to you, don't focus on what's going on in the White House. Focus on what's going on in your house. There are a lot of people who are glued to the news and the television. As you look at your goals and dreams, in order to make things happen, and I'm talking about do some incredible things. Had a goal and dream of buying my mother a home, being adopted, and loving and admiring her, and wanted to say thank you for the best way that I could. That was a goal that I set for myself. Was it easy? No. The first one I bought went through foreclosure because I didn't do a title search. And so things happened. That was painful. That was humiliating. I mean, when I think about the foreclosure process and the experience of saying, Mama, we got to move back to the house we came from because I've lost the house. I didn't do a foreclosure. And I was crying and feeling humiliated. And my mother put her hand under my chin and snapped my head up. She said, hold your head up. We still have each other, and take that furniture in the house. And when I went in, the roaches were playing bid whist. That was it. Mamie's back. We got sweet potato pie. Oh my God, you know? But because I was engaged in action, despite the distraction, the action to get another house. I got another one in 90 days. You're going to have some setbacks. You're going to have some disappointments. Things are going to happen that you can't see coming. And I'm encouraging you, don't give up. Action, action. Continue to execute. Continue to fall forward. Continue to find a way to win. And so, the answer to all of you, Les Brown, what does the next chapter look like for you at 75? Well, my goal is to create 1,000 millionaires. Well, you can't do that. Well, we don't know. You don't know me like that. And I'm saying to you that have some ambitious goal. Why, Les? Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. And I'm looking for people who have dreams, big goals, people who know that to become a millionaire, it's not about the money, it's about your mindset. It's a two-step process. First, it's in the mind. And I want you, if you'd like to become a part of our community, a group, an army of people who are organized to become millionaires, and I got a vehicle to do it. I want you to text to the word hungry 770-637-7472. At 770-637-7472. And you're going to find out more information. I decided to get involved in the CBD space because within 2 years it's going to become a multi-billion-dollar industry. And now, so what does it take? How is it that you can teach people how to do that, Mr. Brown? Well, first, it's your mindset. And those of you that sign up and that participate, that become a part of it, you got to be coachable. I was willing to be coachable. Mike Williams, who wrote the book, and I'm encouraging you to get the book. He just celebrated a birthday. Mike wrote the book called The Road to Your Best Stuff. Mike is now 76. And so I wrote the foreword for that book. And Mike saw this Les Brown before I saw him. Here's what I know about you. And I don't even know you, can't even see you. That you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. The power of a positive relationship. The power of being in a community of people who think differently. Being around people who have big goals and dreams. Being selective of who you have in your ear. Holding yourself to a higher standard. That's very important. The only reason, here I am known around the world as the #1 motivational speaker on the planet, and one of my sons sitting in jail. Why? That's his choice. And there's nothing to be embarrassed about. That's his choice, and I can't make his choices for him. That's his life. And so I got a choice. I can allow myself to be stressed out, or I can marinate myself in those scriptures. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called for his purpose. Those who are called. What are you called for? You got a calling? Will there be challenges? Absolutely. All things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. When you know who you are, when you accept the mission on your life, when you hold yourself to a higher standard, and when you have a gift, when you have a talent, and you don't use it, you will unconsciously engage in self-destructive behavior. My son is brilliant. Brilliant speaker, very persuasive. But his vision of himself said, "You're not hip, Dad." I called him on and I said, why are you using profanity? Because I'm not you. Oh, okay. You know, I teach young people that profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. I said I'm not you. I like to be like Tony Robbins. I want to be like Gary Vee. I can become famous like that. Oh, Okay. Don't talk to me about standards. Okay. He checked me. He put me in my place. And he should have. Now he's at his rightful place. Oh, behave. Stop it. Stop it. Now, there was a time I'd have been torn up. But I realized everything happens as it should. You're listening to me now. Some of you have been like me, where your kids have kept you up at night. I don't care how old they are. They're still your children. Some of you, like me, you've cried, you've done everything you could. You wanted to make life easier for them. I saw something about Brian McKnight. I saw a statement he made where his kids were attacking him, like my son was attacking me. And so part of what I plan to do is turn this lemon into lemonade. We'll do some work in the space of bipolar. Because people with bipolar can live a normal life. They go see a therapist, they take their medication, join a support group, and get proper rest. They can live a normal life. I've talked to many, and they're brilliant. They call the bipolar the CEO, mental illness. And so the cause that my mind is telling me, there are a lot of people that's living in a space of stress and fearfulness because over 20,000 people are losing their jobs every month. You're the motivator. Action, action, despite the distractions, stay on course. I have the ability to help people to change their lives. And my goal is to work up close and personal. And if you at any time heard my voice and it made a difference for you, heard my voice and it motivated you and it inspired you and brought you from a challenging experience, I'm inviting you to join me and others. And I want you to text the word hungry to 770-637-7472. That's 770-637-7472. And you can find other people whose names are there that we're already working with. And I want you, and we're going to have our own private Facebook. And we're going to reach out to you. Staff is going to reach out to you. Because in order to make it today, you have to keep distractions to a minimum. In fact, here's a quote from my son, who happens to be locked up now. He said, pay more attention to your destiny than to your distractions. Isn't that something? He need to look in the mirror and said, you know what? That's some good advice. Okay, now, I'm not laughing to keep from crying. I am laughing because when his little buzz get out, I'm a real thug. That's what we've been saying. I'm a real thug. I'm not like my father. I'm a real thug. And using the N-word. When he get out of jail, I bet you he gonna be saying, I'm a real follower of Jesus. I know the Lord. Yes, Lord. He gonna sound like Shekinah glory. Yes, Lord. He's going to be saying like Luther Barnes, God's grace and mercy brought me through. Oh, stop it. You are too bad. Behave. Oh, my God. Some people can't hear. There's a book called The Kabbalion, The Lips of the Wise, are sealed to the ears of the ignorant. See, this is a time. In order to make it, one, got to work on your mind. And I've got some new stuff and things that I've already done that I've put together. Those of you that become a part of us, it's 1,000 people. And maybe we might not do 1,000. Maybe we might just do 200 or 500. I have a limited time. I'm going to cut it off pretty soon. I'm not just going to have this out there. I mean, you know, Jesus said, he who has ear, let him hear. I want those who can hear me to be a part of this movement. I know what I can do. And I know in order for me to earn my first million, it took me 3 years from the time that I made the commitment, number one. And I didn't have Instagram and Twitter and all the various platforms and Facebook. No, didn't have that. Had to do it the old-fashioned way, going from city to city, from banquet room to banquet room, from church to church, organization to organization. I had to do it the old-fashioned way. Now, with this vehicle in the CBD space, with this vehicle, you can do it in a fraction of the time. I use CBD oil for pain, and it has alleviated my pain. That's why I'm so excited about it, because I know it works, and it can be used for so many other things, and people are doing it. And so your mindset. So when you become a part, we're going to send you some videos free from me. My gift to you, being a part of my team, being a part of my movement, partnering with me. I want like-minded people. And I got some new stuff that I've put together just for you and just for this. I had to have the mindset to face the rejections, to face the disappointments, to overcome the hurdles. Because when I got out here to become a speaker, it was a good old boys network. I had the complexion of rejection, and they had the complexion of connection. And it was challenging for me to break through. I'm talking about in the 80s. And so, but I had a resolve. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. I had a resolve. I was going to use that as a vehicle to generate the money that I needed to buy my mother a home. And when I lost the first home because of foreclosure, I went right back. Action, despite the distractions. And I generated enough money to buy her another one. Listen to me. You might have failed, but you're not a failure. You might have been laid off, but that does not define you. You might be going through a divorce, but life is not over for you. A doctor might have had a stethoscope around his neck and said something to you, but don't be in denial. Just be defiant and say, you determine the diagnosis, God determines the prognosis. I'm telling you what I know. I'm a 27-year prostate cancer conqueror. My PSA at one time was 2,400. That stands for prostate specific antigen. PSA for me stands for positively staying alive. Can you tell I'm fired up right now? Yes, indeed. Leave me alone. I don't need your advice. Very good. I hope you can come up with $15,000 to get out. Are you Les Brown? Yes, this is what it's going to take. When can we expect it? I said, not from me. No. I don't invest in craziness. No. That's his choice. That's his life. Let him figure it out. No. You know, it's about having peace of mind. You know, they say, that relationship capital and knowledge is the new currency. I think having peace of mind is the new currency. Getting people out of your life, that create drama. Celeste Johnson, she has a project called Operation Clean Slate, that you have to sit down and look at your life and say, you know what, this relationship is not working for me. It's gone south. I'm going to eliminate this. It's costing me too much challenge. I'm looking for people who love to have fun, who love to dance. I can bust a move now. Don't let this 75 fool you up in here. I can go there, all right? Who would like to transition out of a job that's no longer them, who have a dream of buying their mother a home or someone that's special to them You want to be the Oprah in their lives and buy them a brand new car? I don't know what you want to do. But those goals to inspire, to motivate, to show love and gratitude, respect, and commitment are perfumes you can't sprinkle on others without getting a few drops on yourself. If there's somebody that you're committed to, I remember when I resigned from the Ohio legislature, 29th House District, to go back to Miami to take care of Mama, and everybody there in Columbus say, "Oh, don't do that. You know, they can put her in a nursing home." I said, no. Me and my brothers and sisters, we're going to do that. We're going to take care of her, and we did. But I remember knocking on the door. Miss Mildred, her friend, said, "Mamie, Leslie's here." And I heard Mama say, "I knew he would come. I knew my boy would come." And I was crying before I get in the door. Miss Mildred opened the door and went in there. I said, "Mama, I'm here." She said, "Thank you, baby, for coming. Thank you, baby, for coming." Who is it that you love? That, just think about, what are you going to do with your first million? Is it to buy your mother a home, or your father, or someone you might want to pay for their college education, somebody that you want to help and make life easier for them? You want to be an angel to them because somebody has been an angel to you. You know why I'm doing this? God has been so good to me. I should have been gone a long time ago. I'm telling you something. I am here. Luther Barnes, I want to thank you because of God's grace and mercy. Because Shekinah glory, I said, "Yes, Lord, I'm here." Because somebody prayed for me. Mama prayed for me. She prayed for me. And I feel so blessed. And why I'm giving away so much material, I'm going to be doing training in prisons and juvenile detention centers. My goal is to finish strong. I know there are a lot of good people sitting in jail right now who just need another message in their ear. Like Mr. Washington gave me another message in my ear. A lot of voices that were out there, but I chose to listen to his voice when he said, "Mr. Brown, develop your mind. Mr. Brown, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Mr. Brown, be selective of your relationships. You run around with losers, you'll end up a loser." Here's something I can share with you. Those of you that are ready for a shift in your life, who's ready for a major change, ready for an interruption. See, this is what we're going through globally, a major interruption. Trust me on this. If you earn $1 million, that will be a major interruption. You'll be able to get a good night's sleep. Even the people, it was Sammy Davis Jr. He said, "I've been rich and I've been broke, and rich is better." One guy said, people who said money is the root of all evil just ain't had none. Can you imagine the causes that you can donate to? The difference and the impact that you can make? If you had 600,000, what if I just can help you earn 200,000? You wouldn't be mad at me, would you? You'll say, "Thank you, Les Brown, Miss Mamie Brown's baby boy." If you're ready for a change. If you could have done it, you would have done it already. Your best thinking has brought you where you are. That's what Robert Boyd told me. "Mr. Brown, be open to coaching and learning from others. If you could earn what I earned, Les, you'd have already done it." You're in that place where Einstein was. The thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. If you're ready for a change, a major change, an interruption, if you please, I want you to text the word hungry to 770-637-7472. That's 770-637-7472. And you're going to find out what we're doing in this space, in the CBD space, and you're going to see some of the people that we're working with, some of the strategic partners, because to make it, it's mindset, it's your skill set, using the right vehicle, and it's a creating and being a part of a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. There's a reason we're taught, come out from among them. When you're serious about your goals and dreams, you have to have the courage to come out from among people who don't have your values. I don't care who they are. There's some people that it's not a good fit. And many people are living a misplaced life because they don't have the courage to separate themselves from people who aren't good for them. There's some people that's not good for you. They're not good for you. They compromise your energy. There's something about energy. If you don't believe it, trust me on this one here. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. There are people that they're so toxic and negative. Well, Les, can I change them? No. No. It's a full-time job changing yourself. I'm telling you what I know. And, everything's all about money. No, not really. And it is. When you go to the hospital, you know what they ask? When I took my mother to the hospital, what kind of insurance do you have? They didn't say, hello, how you doing? Are you uncomfortable, Mrs. Brown? They didn't show her any level of respect. Can we do anything to help to alleviate the discomfort that you're experiencing right now? They asked one question, what kind of insurance do you have? And I stepped forward and said, she has Les Brown Unlimited. Give my mother what she needs. I can write you a check or pay cash. Give my mother what she needs. Tell you what I know. One surgery can wipe you out. 95% of the people who filed bankruptcy last year did so because of medical expenses. I want you to think about your life. Look at where you are. Your best thinking has produced it. You're in your rightful place, but not in your true place. Your rightful place is where your thoughts and your relationships and your efforts have brought you. Your true place is where your thoughts and your relationships and your skill set can take you. As Mamie Brown would say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. If you're ready, if you can hear my voice, and I'm not talking about physically in your ear, if you can hear me in your heart, and if you are hungry for a new life, those who hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. If you're hungry, I want you to text to the word hungry, 770-637-7472. And I'm going to select 3 places where we get the greatest response. Now, I want you to call other people and turn them on to it, where you get the greatest response. And I'm going to go to those 3 places. I'm now focused on doing one-on-one coaching. I just finished working with someone named Tangi. She's a former Marine. Boy, she's going to be awesome on the speaking circuit. And Yavuz, who came in from Turkey to be trained by me, and oh, he's going to be awesome as well. And so my goal now is to train and develop a new generation of messengers of hope. When you join us, I'm going to personally be involved. We have our own personal Facebook, and my daughter and I own her. We're going to train you on how to tell your story, how to recruit. This is going to affect every area of your life. Being in a community of positive, motivated, driven people with a mindset, a millionaire mindset, developing your skills on how to begin to control your own personal economy is something that people need, and help you develop a sense of overall wellness. And having the tools to restructure your belief system. For a long time, I didn't do what I'm doing now because I was suffering from possibility blindness. I didn't know that I didn't know, and I thought I knew. That's why my son is in jail this evening. He's got time to think. Got time to think. Sometimes you need an interruption, like Paul had an interruption on the road to Damascus. Got time to think. Sometimes we need time to think. And the world is so noisy. It's hard, really, to hear yourself think. And you know, and I tell you, he's 35 years old listening to to rap music, boom, boom, all that craziness, day in and day out, television on, blasting, smoking $50 worth of weed every day, drinking. All of that exacerbates the bipolar mindset. That's his way of dealing with it. And once again, his grandmother taught me, "Oh Lord, help me keep my nose out of other people's business." One of my mentees, Bricky, don't kill yourself trying to save somebody who's not willing to save themselves. Lorraine Brown Watkins, most people won't participate in their own rescue. The Book of Life, don't cast pearls before swines, lest they turn and rend you. Don't deal with people of low consciousness. They'll get angry with you, even if you're trying to help them. They're not of the awareness to help themselves, and they'll get angry with you. What I'm doing is not for everybody. I'm willing to take a chance. What if it doesn't work out? Well, it doesn't work out. Because you do something and it doesn't work out doesn't make you a failure. It just didn't work out. You know, Thomas Edison, they talked about, how did you keep going after failing 10,000 times? He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways that did not work. So we do something else, you know? And I'm just grateful to still be here, to not be in pain, to be able to still serve, to make a difference. I'm here for God. I'm here because of His grace and mercy. And I believe that we've all chosen to do something. I was born to speak. This is what I do. I talk in my sleep. And I love it. I love it. I love it with all my heart and soul. I can't believe I've been doing this for 51 years. I can't believe I'm 75. Where did time go? Who does that? 75? Who does that? My God. Where did time go? I remember calling a friend of mine and I was talking to her. She said she'd call her father and she said, "How you doing?" He said, "I'm mad." She said, "Well, what are you mad about?" He said, "I'm 87." She said, "That's something to be proud of." "No, it's not." He said, "I'm old. I can't do things I used to do anymore." I know my dad, you know, life has a way to humble you. Old age is not for wimps. You hear me? Last night I was doing my push-ups. I said, no, I'm not going to let the steroids in my body discourage me. I'm getting this weight off. I'm going to get my sexy back. And I'm doing my push-ups back. I'm going to start doing those on stage again. I'm doing my exercises. I'm walking. Yeah, no. I'm going to die young at an old age. Oh, behave. Whatever. So I'm looking for 1,000 people who are ready for a major change, a major interruption in their lives. 1,000 people, and I'm going to provide the coaching. If you're coachable, if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to get out of your comfort zone and get into your greatness, if you're really willing to be in a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships, if you're willing to bring something to the planet that can make a difference in people's lives, if you have a passion and a drive and a determination and a hunger to create the next greatest version of yourself, I want you to text the word hungry to 770-637-7472. See, most people are not hungry. If you're casual about your dream, I'm telling you what I know, you'll end up a casualty. Oh, you got to be hungry. And most people aren't. Things have changed dramatically. Quincy Jones, prophetess, he's a prophet. Prophet Quincy Jones said, everything must change. Nothing stays the same. He did that years ago. Do you remember that? Quincy did that song years ago. And he told the truth. I went into McDonald's over here in Cascade. I live in Atlanta now. And they had no cashiers. They had people in the back making hamburgers. And there are robots watching them. Things have changed. They got robots doing all kind of stuff now. And so to stay ahead of technology, the Bible says, watch as well as pray. It's very important. One, align yourself with people that you can learn from, that you can grow from, that will challenge you, that will stretch you. And that's what's going to happen when you're around me. We're going to stretch you. We're going to challenge you. And the only reason you're listening to me now, because what I've done, you can do. What I'm talking about right now, it's in you. It's in your heart. And sometimes we need to be reminded of what we already know. But my friend said, Mr. Brown, I know it's your son, but don't let him kill you. You can't make him want to do the right thing. You don't have that power with all your motivation. No. Save yourself and do your work. He's God's child. He came through you, but he came from God. Give him to God and don't go back and take him back. Let God handle it. Yeah. This thing called life. It's fascinating. I can talk about this now because he can't get online because he's in jail. Oh, I can stop it. Stop. Stop it. Oh. You know I need my medication, you know it. Stop. You tickling me. Stop. I'm tickling myself. Okay, so if you're ready to earn your first million or get close to it or earn more money and be able to make a difference and have fun too, I want you to text the word hungry to 770-637-7472. Would you do that? I want to meet you. I've spoken before large audiences and just left, but we're creating a community, so you'll get a chance to see me up close and personal. I want to see some of you whose lives that I've touched, who, as a guy said to me yesterday, "You are Les Brown?" I said, "Yes, sir. I've never seen your videos, but I've listened to you for years. Thank you. Thank you. I've been battling cancer, but I finally won listening to your voice. Thank you. Don't stop what you're doing. Please, sir, don't stop what you're doing. There are people you're helping you don't even know and perhaps will never meet. We'll never meet. Don't stop what you're doing." When I hear that, I feel so humble. My daughter Ona said, "Dad, you have no idea how you've impacted people." I said, "But Ona, I'm just cornbread." "No, but you're special to people, Dad. You're not just special to me. You're special to a lot of people. And I need you to have peace and not be stressed. And not worry yourself sick about my brother." And you know, even though I'm laughing, it's I have moments of laughter and tears where I feel like I failed him. Then I have to remind myself he had a choice. And he chose to go in another direction. If you're going through a challenge with someone you love, or with yourself, while you doing this, I want to give people another choice. It's not enough. Life is not just about working on a job, stressed out, doing 2 and 3 jobs, making less money and no job security, having no meaning, no purpose. I want to help people to live a life that will outlive them. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I got a lot of spiritual sons who can hear my voice. Isaac, what the Isley brothers? Can't get the one you loved and love the one you with, or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember that far back. Listen, I'm looking for you. If you can hear me in your heart, I'm looking for you. If you're ready to live your dream, to become financially debt-free, if you're ready to travel and develop new relationships and have more energy and vitality and develop the entrepreneur in you, if you're ready to develop the skill set through the collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships in this space where I've decided to play, the CBD oil space, I want you to text the word hungry. If you're hungry, text the word hungry to 770-637-7472. You have something special. You have greatness in you. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Thank you. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You take care. You hear?